I'm going to show you where to check for blockages in all the common parts, and also one sneaky area that some people seem to forget or don't even know it exists. We're going to take the bin and the pole and the hose off the vacuum firstly, just so everything's separate. Let's start with the floor tool. I always lay them flat, and on the underside there are plastic screws. On some models there's 2 clips at the top that you can simply undo. So you undo these screws and then you lift off the sole plate. Sometimes when you do this you may find a blockage here, but basically what we're doing is we're just trying to see daylight through the other end. This one's fine. If you do find a blockage, just unblock it with a long screwdriver, or like I use some bamboo cane out of the garden, just something long and thin to try and get down there and clear the blockage. One thing worth noting as well on the floor tool is some models have a clear hose on this section here. These are very common for splitting. Obviously if you find a split in this hose, this is your major problem for loss of suction, and it does need replacing. Moving on to the pole. Again, this is another case of pretending to look out to sea. Yeah, that's all fine. Hope yours is too. Again, if it isn't, unblock it. Next up is the hose, and we're going to keep this on the machine for now. Most commonly you'll find blockages in here. It might be an odd sock or I don't know, something large that you vacuumed down there. So we're just going to try this by turning the vacuum on and seeing what the suction is like from the hose. Mine wasn't too bad. There's definitely not a blockage there, but it's not great. If there's no suction at all, you will definitely have a blockage in the hose. If you use a long screwdriver or again the bamboo cane or something, turn the vacuum on and poke it that way. You're trying to use the vacuum strength to clear the blockage. Next up, we have the bin and the magical area that always gets forgotten. Make sure the bin's empty, firstly, but in the top of the bin, you will have like a cone filter. It's like the permanent filter in your vacuum. If that is clogged up with dust, it may look like such a minor thing, but it's just choking the motor that sits underneath it. You've just created a barrier stopping the suction from getting to your carpets. And the reason people don't remember this, or sometimes don't even know about it, is on some models, like my personal one, you have a little cover that goes over it, and you can twist this cover off, and then underneath it is this mesh filter. Next up, the filters. It even says on the vacuum that you should clean them every 3 months, but I've had customers bring them in with a 5-year-old vacuum and they've never touched them. If these are choked up, it's making a barrier sock on top of your motor. The suction is never going to get through them. So we're going to take your filters out. There's normally a pad one and a sponge one. You're just washing them in the sink with warm soapy water, but please let them dry for 24 hours before you replace them and use your vacuum cleaner. If you feel they're really bad, just buy a new set. They're not that much money. Having followed all of these steps, you will have found something that is causing a problem. Hopefully now your vacuum is working amazing and you'll be addicted to vacuuming once again.